Busted. The Biden-Harris administration just got caught using a secret rule to Trump-proof the Department of Justice. We're uncovering this new sham attempt to rig the 2024 election here on Beyond the Headlines, only on Vigilant News. This segment is sponsored by Goldco, helping Americans protect their retirement and savings with real gold and silver at vnngold.com. I'm Elijah Schaefer. Let's start the show. In nearly laughable fashion, we've seen Kamala Harris talk about the dangers of Trump winning the next election, that he might actually weaponize the DOJ against his political opponents. Listen.
That he will weaponize the Department of Justice against his political enemies. That he will round up peaceful protesters and throw them out of our country. And even, quote, terminate the United States Constitution.
Oh, no. A president weaponizing the Department of Justice against their political opponents? I wonder if he learned from, I don't know, you guys? Exactly. Zero Hedge reports on something amazing development. Biden-Harris admin is busted using a secret rule to Trump-proof the DOJ. The Biden-Harris administration appears to have intensified its efforts to block a potential return by President Donald Trump to the White House, according to a report from the Daily Caller on Tuesday. The current administration has resorted to using a Schedule A hiring rule to staff DOJ offices with individuals who may be shielded from potential termination by new administration, including that of Trump if he wins the 2024 election. Now, several hundred employees have been hired under this rule, bypassing merit-based qualifications and allowing them to keep their jobs even at the end of the current administration's term. But in practice, this means that if Trump is sworn in as president, he could find himself grappling with leftover Biden appointees. This follows several reports suggesting that President Joe Biden is implementing policies designed to undermine Trump if elected. Of course, it's not surprising, but unfortunately, this is the reality that we live in. Now, according to documents released by Protect the Public's Trust and first reported by The Caller, the specific offices targeted, including the powerful environmental and natural resources and the antitrust and immigration review departments. PPT Director Michael Chamberlain suggested that the use of Schedule A could be part of the Biden-Harris administration's plan to hamstring their successor and block future presidents from reversing their agenda. Exploiting non-competitive hiring authorities to fill career civil service positions could be just another component of this scheme, Chamberlain said. As cited by The Caller, it's no wonder that the public's trust in its government has all but disappeared. Now, documents obtained by PPT reveal the DOJ has hired over 100 immigration judges using this rule. These individuals are responsible for determining whether illegal aliens can remain in the U.S. while their cases are pending. The administration is also using Schedule A to install immigration judges, again, outside of the normal merit-based system, who will rule on cases of those in position to benefit from administration's immigration policies. The use of Schedule A has also been extended to ENRD, a DOJ division tasked with enforcing environmental laws, including the Endangered Species Act, Clean Water Act, Clean Air Act, and Safe Drinking Water Act. Now, PPT sounded the alarm that ENRD is a vital office in advancing the Biden-Harris administration's energy and climate policies, and the placement of the Biden-Harris loyalists is a means to defend those policies, even if a future Trump or other administration seeks to change them. And the DOJ's antitrust division has also seen an increase in staff members hired through Schedule A, likely compromising the nonpartisan nature of the federal department. And until recently, antitrust enforcement was relatively technical and nonpartisan division, but the Biden-Harris administration's increasingly aggressive implementation has sparked complaints of politicized enforcement. Headline USA could not reach a DOJ spokesperson through the media in mainline or after-hours hotline. A separate call to the operator's hotline also prompted an automated message claiming that the offices were closed. Now, this idea of creating, a backlog or a infiltration level of, loyal employees to the Biden administration, loyal employees to the far left, this is what we actually define as the deep state. It's unelected bureaucrats appointed into large departments, and they're embedded, and really you don't know who they're loyal to. You can't read their minds, and it's very hard to fire them because you can't just fire someone from a job that's against the law because, they worked for somebody else, right? You have to have reason, and who has the time to audit and go through these giant departments? So when we talk about the intricacies of this, we're realizing that they're actually rigging the government so that Trump really won't have any say. He can't really get in there. It's not so that he can't weaponize it, so he can't actually use the Justice Department to enact justice. Now, as many of you guys know, in the midst of all this, the government has been printing out trillions of dollars in the last several years, and that's why cash used to be king, and you could hold on to it, and it made sense. but now it really has no value. Well, you might want to think about taking some of that cash today and investing it in precious metals like gold and silver, which have better purchasing power. It's pretty simple. All you got to do is go to vnngold.com, vnngold.com. You'll learn about the top-rated precious metals company, Goldco, and how they can help you. They're a great company, top-rated, over 6,000 five-star reviews, a whole bunch of awards, and they support this show. For my listeners, you can get a 10% instant match in bonus silver on qualified orders, which is amazing. You basically get, the silver. And for right now, if you're worried about your money losing value, or you just want to buy some precious metals that you can physically hold on to, Goldco can help you at vnngold.com. That's vnngold.com. Now, as I mentioned, though, the weaponization is not just against Trump. They've been weaponizing the DOJ against any political opponent. Listen to RFK Jr. explain just that.
They're suing me now in a dozen states. I've been in trials for the past 3 weeks. I've spent most of my time not campaigning, but sitting in court in cases that are trying to get me off the ballot. So, I had 1 million people, 1 million American citizens sign petitions, more than any candidate in history. Everybody said I'd never do this. It's impossible to be in the ballot in 50 states. Well, guess what? We got on the ballot in 50 states. And we did it by getting 1 million citizens to sign petitions saying that they wanted to vote for me. And the Democratic Party now is suing me in all those states to make sure that those people cannot vote for the person they want to. When I was growing up, the Democratic Party was of RFK and JFK was the party that was fighting for voting rights. It was fighting to make sure that every American could vote for the candidate of their choice, no matter whether they're black or white or where they lived or Democrat or Republican. Now the Democratic Party, today's Democratic Party, feels so unconfident about the candidates that it's putting forward. And it feels the only way it can win the election is by getting rid of the opponents. And either using the courts against President Trump to lock him in jail and to embarrass and humiliate and discredit him, or using the courts against me to just to throw me off the ballot, even though the voters, in New York State, I had to get 45,000 ballot signatures in 13 congressional districts. I got 137,000 in all 26 congressional districts. I did twice when anybody wanted, and we did it easily because people wanted to see me on the ballot. New Yorkers wanted to see me on the ballot. Why is the Democratic Party suing me in frivolous cases? I spent a whole week in a trial for that case. For 2 cases they brought, and another week in another trial for another case.
And you had to pay for this?
It's costing me $10 million.
That's so insane. That's what lawfare does. It costs us time and money and wastes our country's energy. If you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel, but also follow us on Rumble and on X. We are at Vigilant News. But if you want these videos direct to your inbox, you can help us fight the mainstream media's lies by signing up to our newsletter at vigilantnews.com. I'm Elijah Schaffer. Thank you for watching Beyond the Headlines. Have a great rest of the week, and may God bless the United States of America. I'm signing out.